Your body keeps a filing system your conscious mind has no access to. That flinch when someone raises their voice too fast. The way your chest tightens in a room that smells like your childhood kitchen. The inexplicable dread that washes over you every Sunday evening. You've searched your memory for a reason, found nothing. By the end of this, you'll understand why your body remembers what you can't, and what that knowledge makes possible. A woman named Sabine walked into a therapist's office in Munich complaining of chronic neck pain. She'd seen 4 specialists. MRIs came back clean, blood work, normal. Physical therapy helped for a week. Then the pain returned. Her therapist asked a strange question. What were you doing when the pain first started? Sabine thought about it. She'd been promoted. New corner office. Glass walls. Her boss could see her from his desk at all times. She had no conscious memory of what came next in the conversation, but her body did something her words couldn't. The moment she described the glass walls, her shoulders rose toward her ears and locked there. A posture she'd held as a 7-year-old, sitting at a dinner table where mistakes were met with silence so heavy it pressed down on her like a hand. Sabine's neck pain was a message, written in a language older than speech. Your body stores experience differently than your thinking mind. Conscious memory, the kind you can narrate, gets processed through the hippocampus, tagged with context, filed with a timestamp. This happened on a Tuesday. I was 14. It was raining. That's explicit memory, clean, verbal, sequential. But there's another system running underneath. Implicit memory encodes the raw sensory and emotional residue of experience without the narrative wrapper. No timestamp, no context, no this happened then. Just the physiological state itself, archived in muscle tension, breathing patterns, gut responses, and heart rate signatures. When something triggers that archive, your body responds as if the original event is happening right now. Because as far as that system is concerned, it is. So why does the thinking mind forget while the body holds on? The answer lives in how overwhelming experiences get processed. During moments of extreme stress or danger, the brain's priority shifts. Encoding a coherent story becomes secondary to survival. The hippocampus, your brain's librarian, gets overwhelmed and partially shuts down. Meanwhile, the deeper, faster threat detection circuits are recording everything. The temperature of the room, the pitch of a voice, the angle of light through a window. Every sensory detail gets stamped into the body's emergency filing system. The thinking mind never got the memo. The body got the entire document. This is why you can walk into a room and feel wrong before you formed a single thought about it. Your body already ran the pattern match, already found a hit in its archive, already started preparing you. The conscious explanation, I just don't like this place, arrives seconds later, a story your brain invents to explain a reaction that was already underway. Think about the last time you met someone and felt instant, irrational distrust. Their face was fine, their words were fine, everything checked out logically. But something in your stomach said no. That response likely had nothing to do with the person standing in front of you. It had everything to do with someone from years ago whose jawline, vocal cadence, or cologne shared just enough overlap to trip the archive. Your body wasn't being irrational, it was being efficient, running a threat detection algorithm that prioritizes speed over accuracy, a system that would rather give you 50 false alarms than miss one real danger. The cost of that efficiency is what brings people into therapy decades later, because a system designed to protect you at age 5 keeps running the same protocol at age 35. The glass-walled office isn't a dinner table. The new partner who raises their voice during an argument isn't the parent who used silence as a weapon. But the body doesn't make those distinctions, it matches patterns and fires responses. Context is the conscious mind's job, and the conscious mind was offline when the original recording was made. Here's where it gets complicated in a way most people never consider. You can't simply think your way out of a body-based memory. Telling yourself, that was then, this is now, is accurate and largely useless for the system that needs to hear it. Cognitive understanding lands in the wrong mailbox. The body's filing system doesn't read words. So what does it read? Experience. Repeated, embodied experience that contradicts the original recording. A researcher named Peter Levine spent decades studying how animals in the wild process life-threatening events. A gazelle that escapes a lion doesn't develop chronic anxiety. After the chase, it finds a safe spot, and its body goes through a visible discharge. Trembling, shaking, deep spontaneous breaths. The survival energy completes its cycle. The nervous system resets. The gazelle walks away and resumes grazing, unburdened. Humans interrupt that cycle. We clench, we hold it together. We go to work the next morning, we're praised for being strong, for not falling apart. Meanwhile, that incomplete survival response stays lodged in the body, like a letter that never reached its destination. Years later, it's still trying to deliver itself. Through panic attacks at 3 a.m., through a jaw clenched so tight it cracks a molar. Through the inability to relax even when everything in your life is objectively fine, the body is trying to finish a sentence it started years ago. Every symptom is an attempt at completion. This reframes everything about those reactions you've been calling overreactions. The anger that erupts over a small comment and feels 10 times too large for the situation. The shutdown that happens when a partner asks a simple question about your day. The sudden exhaustion that hits when you walk into your parents' house. These are proportional responses. To the original event, they're just being delivered to the wrong address, at the wrong time, without a return label. Knowing this changes what healing looks like. It means the entry point is the body, through the body, with the body. Somatic therapies, approaches that work directly with physical sensation rather than narrative, have shown measurable results where talk therapy alone plateaued. Tremorning, breathwork, guided movement, even something as simple as placing a hand on your own chest during a triggered moment and letting the warmth register. You're giving your body new data, counter-evidence, written in the only language the archive can read. Critics will point out, fairly, that somatic approaches lack the volume of randomized controlled trials that cognitive therapies have accumulated over decades. That's a real gap. The research base is growing but still young compared to established methods. The strongest approach, based on what evidence does exist, combines both: cognitive work to update the narrative, somatic work to update the body's archive. One without the other tends to create understanding without relief, or relief without understanding. But something you can start with requires no therapist and no special training. Pay attention to what your body does when you feel safe. Actually notice it, the specific way your shoulders drop when you walk into your best friend's apartment, how your breathing changes when you're near moving water, the texture of calm in your hands. Most people can describe their anxiety in granular detail: racing heart, tight throat, cold fingers. Almost nobody can describe their safety with the same precision. Learning that language matters, because when you can identify what safety feels like in your body, you can start to recognize when it leaves. And the moment of recognition, that split second where you catch the shift happening, is where choice lives. Before that awareness, the archive runs automatically. After it, you have a gap. Small at first, maybe half a second between trigger and response. That half second is everything. Sabine, the woman from Munich, spent 8 months in therapy. The neck pain didn't vanish in a dramatic breakthrough. It loosened. Gradually, as she learned to notice the moment her shoulders started climbing. In meetings, in phone calls with her mother, standing in line at the grocery store when someone stood too close behind her. Each time she noticed, she had a choice she'd never had before. Breathe into it, let the shoulders come down. Give her body the experience of being observed and surviving. The glass office stayed, the pain left. Her body had received enough counter-evidence to update the file. You carry an archive you never consented to building. Every flinch, every shutdown, every flood of emotion that seems to come from nowhere, it comes from somewhere very specific, a place your conscious mind couldn't record, but your body refused to forget. The work ahead requires patience with a system that learned its lessons under duress and has been faithfully applying them ever since. Your body kept you alive with the tools it had. Now you get to teach it that the emergency ended, one safe experience at a time, delivered in a language older than any word you know.